Hi friends, welcome back to my channel, and in today's video we are going to be swapping my phone pickups for picking up a book. I have seen Sarah Crowley do this and I thought it was a very fun idea. I am not brave enough to swap for my screen time because right now, in the current status of how I'm going with reading, I'm kind of in a book slump. I can't read for 7 hours. It's not happening. I can't do it. So this is another challenge that I can get on board with, since it shouldn't be as bad as my screen time. So today is Monday. The amount of pickups I had for last Monday was 118. So today we will be reading 118 pages of The Conditions of Will. I started this book a couple days ago and I'm really enjoying it. I love Jessa Hastings' writing, and since I'm in a book slump, I've been craving reading Magnolia Parks all over again. So to stop myself from doing that, I decided to pick up The Conditions of Will, and oh my god, I love Jessa Hastings' writing so much. This is giving me everything that I've been needing. So hopefully, maybe this book is going to cure my book slump and also stop me from emotionally devastating myself by rereading Magnolia Parks. So, I have to head off to work, so we are going to do that, and then we will read in the car. Then when I come back home from work, we will continue reading, and hopefully we will read 118 pages. Basically, my whole entire plot for this is to successfully complete the challenge and also hopefully get myself out of a reading slump, because it's been so aggressive and I've only read one 5-star book so far this year, and I need another one soon. So also, if I do not complete all the pages, I will take all the pages that I didn't complete and I will read them next Monday to kind of round out this entire video. So I'm gonna go to work before I am indeed late, and I'll see you when I see ya. Alrighty friends, I am now home from work. I've eaten, so now it is time to read. It is 7:57, so it's like 8 o'clock. And it's time to continue reading. I read about like 18 pages before I went into work. This is where we're at, and this is where we need to be. So we still have like 100 pages to read until we complete all of the pages for today. But let's talk about The Conditions of Will a little bit. So pretty much this book follows a girl named Georgia who grew up in South Carolina but then was sent away to boarding school in London and stayed there afterwards. So she's been living there for like, I don't know, years, and doesn't really ever come home, doesn't really speak to her family, because they also sent away her older brother, Oliver, because he is gay and an alcoholic. And where they're from, it's very frowned upon. They're very religious and all around have treated Oliver like crap. And Georgia is the only person in her family who is truly there for Oliver, and she has rejected her family, or she has basically disowned her own family because of that. So now her and her brother have to go home because her father has passed away, and so they have to confront their family and everything that is going on there. So you see all their family dynamics, their relationship with all their siblings, and it is quite messy. Also, along with Oliver, you get to meet his sponsor, Sam Penny, who, love him, instantly has some sort of connection with Georgia, and you get to see their kind of romance form in this book, which is absolutely amazing. I love it. Another big aspect of this book is the fact that Georgia studies people. So she can read your face and tell when you're lying. She can see all your emotions, every little thing written on your face, and she likes to see how people tick, and it's so interesting to read how well she can read everyone and how she can avoid giving herself up and her own emotions because of how well she knows people. It's a wild thing, and I absolutely love it. It's so interesting, and it makes Georgia such a complex character. Oh, I love it. But yeah, so far I am loving this book. Jessa Hastings' writing is just so amazing. The way she describes such simplistic things and makes them feel and have such weight to them is I just can't even believe it. Like, here, let me see if I have any examples. I definitely have examples. Oh, here we go. She says, I like the silence with Sam Penny. Silence with him is silence. Silence with him is like 5:15 in the morning before the sun is up and it's still dark, but the birds are singing. He's the heavy quilt you pull over your head when it's too cold and too early to wake up. He's the song no parent ever loved me enough to sing. He's the way water runs and bubbles over stones in a stream. He's a quiet mind. Ow. My heart. We could have been driving through the galaxy at warp speed, and I'd be none the wiser because it feels like that just being next to him, let alone being held by him. Oh, my heart is exploding, and I love Jess Hastings' writing. Simple. Anyway, I'm gonna continue reading since we've got quite a bit to go. But I just wanted to let you know what this book is about. I'm having a great time. And yeah. Good morning. It is now Tuesday. We did complete all of our pages for yesterday, so 118 pages, check, which left us at page 369 last night in The Conditions of Will. Things finally took a turn in the book. I'm not going to lie, I did kind of guess what the big plot twist is again, but it was very well done and I very much enjoyed it. I love that portion of the book. Also, I'm just loving this book in general. I have said it before and I'm gonna say it again. I love Jessa Hastings' writing. She is a phenomenal writer. The yearning, the connection these two have with each other, immaculate. So today we are supposed to be reading 94 pages today. So 94 pages will in fact finish The Conditions of Will, and then I guess we'll figure out what we're going to read next. I have no idea right now what that is going to be. We will see when we get home. I don't know where I'm going to go after this. Maybe Destructively Mine by Kristen Becker Ritchie. I don't know yet, but I'm going to go to work until 2 o'clock, and then we're going to go home, and then we're going to read, and then pick another book. I will catch you back at home to read and pick a next book. I fear this book is about to break my heart. So, let's read it. I'm scared. Okay, so I have officially finished The Conditions of Will by Jessa Hastings. Pretty much, I loved this book. And am I about to give this 5 stars? I'm gonna give it a 7.5. I mean, a 7.5. I'm gonna give it a 4.5 or 4.75. It was like almost a 5 star, but it's not Magnolia Parks. You know what I mean? Like, I loved the characters, but they weren't the Magnolia Parks characters. Like, it's not the same kind of love that I feel for them, if that makes sense. Let me process a little bit. I absolutely loved this story. I loved the family dynamics and exploring the family dynamics that were going on in this book. Just the divide in the family, seeing how Georgia and her brother are coping with being home and dealing with the toxicity that is all around them in this town because of the events that have happened that led them to leaving. Quite interesting discoveries are made within families, and I feel like that's such a real thing. Like, I feel like when somebody passes away in a family, the secrets get spilled, the tea gets spilled, and that definitely happened in this book, and I absolutely loved it. Obviously, the relationship between Georgia and Sam was amazing. The way those two understood each other, the way that Sam kind of honed in on Georgia's specialty and in, like, examining people's faces to understand her and how her brain works. I loved it. So good. So yeah, I think I'm going to give this book a 4.75. I'm not going to say it's a 5-star because it just was slightly off from giving me that 5-star feeling, but like it was almost there. The quotes, everything, I related to the characters in some capacities, but they aren't Magnolia Parks characters, and that's the difference. So I started at page 369. There are 459 pages. So I've read 90 pages, and we had to read 95 pages today. So I need to read 5 pages of a different book. So we need to pick a different book. But my friend did just ask me if I wanted to go to Cheesecake Factory with her. And how am I gonna say no? So we're gonna go to Cheesecake Factory, and then I'll come back, and then I'll read 5 pages of a book, and we'll complete day 2. I'll see you after I eat some Cheesecake Factory. Alrighty, I am back from Cheesecake Factory. It was amazing, as Cheesecake Factory typically is. But now we need to figure out what book we're going to read next, which I genuinely have no idea, but it is already 11:31, and I have 30 minutes to read 5 pages of a book. And so I think I'm just going to pick, I have these 3 in my room on my bed right now. We have Destructively Mine by Kristen Becker Ritchie. We have Expiration Dates by Rebecca Steele. And we have Archer's Voice by Mia Sheridan. I don't know which one I want to pick up first. I think I'm just going to read the 5 pages. Okay. I think I'm just going to read the 5 pages of this, and then tomorrow we will decide if we're actually going to read this or if we're going to pick up a different book. I need a 5-star read, and I don't know if this is going to be it. So I don't know, but let's read this at least a little bit, dip my feet back into the world, and see what's going on. Hi friends, good afternoon. I was gonna say good morning, but it's not morning. It is in fact almost 1 o'clock. But as per usual, I have just gotten up, gotten ready, and gotten my coffee, so now my day can actually begin. So today, no work for me, so it's a happy day. And so we're just gonna have a big old reading day. So today, I believe I need to read 117 pages. Last night, I did end up reading 5 pages of Destructively Mine, but I don't know if that's gonna be what I'm gonna continue to read. I don't know, since I'm in a book slump, I feel like I should go with my tactic that I usually use whenever I'm in a book slump, and it's usually to pick up a hockey romance, because they're usually short, sweet, and fast, and usually give me what I'm looking for. So I think I might do that. I don't know. I feel like to get me out of a book slump, I either need like something short, sweet, and fast, or I need something like emotionally devastating. I feel like there's no in between. I feel like I don't think a fantasy is gonna get me out of a book slump right now. I feel like world building will further a book slump. So I'm thinking maybe we'll pick up a hockey romance of some sort. I just don't know which one. I do have Unsteady by Peyton Corinne. So maybe that one also, because a lot of people were talking about it and people were saying that they really liked that book. I really wanted to start Collide and Spiral, that series by Bal. I don't know her last name. I couldn't tell you right now. But every time I go to find it at Barnes or Target or literally anywhere, I think I'm just gonna have to order on Amazon or something. I cannot find it. I've looked for it for about 2 months now and I have yet to see it in person. Everywhere has Spiral, but nowhere has Collide. It's so annoying. But I don't know. We're gonna have to pick a hockey romance, I think. I think that's where I was. Because I just read something that was like really emotional. And that was really good, but I feel like, I don't know, maybe I need some smut and some spice to get me out of my book slump. Anyway, we'll reconvene when we get back home and decide. Alrighty friends, so I did end up completing my 117 pages for today. So I started Unsteady by Peyton Corinne. So far, so good. I'm having a good time. I have no complaints as of yet. So if you don't know, this book follows Reese and Sadie. Reese is a hockey player who is now recovering and getting over an injury that has put him in a weird place with hockey and his friends and family and just his feelings in general for hockey. And then you have Sadie, who is a figure skater who is dealing with a lot of things in her family life that are quite stressful, especially when it comes to having to take care of her younger siblings. And so pretty much something happens and Sadie ends up walking in on Reese going through something, and she kind of helps him out of it, and through that he kind of forms an attachment to her and her to him as well. We're kind of seeing them help each other through what they're going through, but they haven't completely opened themselves up to each other completely yet. So I'm intrigued to see what happens when Reese finds out what's going on in her actual life, because as of right now he's completely in the dark, and I want to see how he reacts and helps her through that, if that makes sense, because she's very much helping him through his anxiety and dealing with how he's going to perform in hockey again. I don't know, it's a hockey romance. I love to just pick up a hockey romance they're quick, they're fun, there's not much thought process that needs to happen, and that's what I'm feeling right now. So I will catch up with you tomorrow. I believe we have to read 74 pages, which will leave us at page 190. So yeah, I'll be back tomorrow. Friends, happy Saturday. I realize I haven't spoken to you in 2 days, which is really bad of me. Okay, so Thursday I had to read 74 pages, and so I ended up picking up, I had a Lego that I wanted done and finished that had been sitting in my room for like a year. So I ended up listening to 74 pages of The Favorites by Lynn Fargo. So I listened to 74 pages of that. I am almost done with that book. I'm having a really good time. It's one of those books that I haven't picked up and read physically, but the audiobook is so good. I like the format of the book, and it reads really well in audiobook. So highly recommend. And then I also did read 74 pages of Unsteady that same day. So I don't know if we're gonna count that as double. I don't know what we're gonna do. But yesterday I was supposed to read 119 pages, and I only ended up reading 37 pages of Unsteady. So technically, can we count the 74 pages extra towards yesterday? Because I didn't read much. Yesterday I ended up getting a haircut, which you, I guess, can maybe tell. My bangs are a little wet because they looked crazy this morning, so I had to wet them down. But I got a haircut yesterday, and I kind of rotted and did other things. I did my nails. Yeah, so I didn't really read much. So I'll do that math, and then I guess we'll be finishing those pages on Monday. I don't remember how many pages I have to read today. All right, I just looked. I have to read 104 pages today. So we are on page 173. So that's 270. How many did I say? 104. That's 277. So let's move our other bookmark. 277. All right. Okay, updates so far on Unsteady. I'm having a good time. It's a hockey romance. There's not much thought that I'm putting into this book. The characters are dealing with bigger, heavier emotional topic, which I am enjoying. So the male main character is dealing with a lot of anxiety after his accident, whereas the female main character is dealing a lot with her family life, taking care of her siblings, keeping her own life on course. I like the relationship so far. I feel like at the beginning it could have been seen as a little bit insta-lovey, but their relationship makes sense with the context of how they met and the things that have led them to where they are in their relationship. But so far I like them. I enjoy them. I have no complaints about this book yet. Or let's not say yet. Let's be, what's the word I'm looking for? Hopeful. But I definitely don't think this is going to be a 5-star read. I think I would have known by now. But nonetheless, it's good. I'm having a good time. It'll probably be roughly a 3-star. Yeah, I just like to see how they're helping each other through their own little situations that they've got going on. So we're gonna read 104 pages today, guys. 104 pages. No, I can do it. It's fine. It's totally fine. Anyway. Oh my gosh. Okay, guys. It is now Sunday, and I suck. I definitely said that I had to read 104 pages yesterday, and I definitely didn't do that. So that's good. Yesterday, things happened. My family ended up coming over, and then my friends asked me if I wanted to go out, and who am I to say no? So I ended up going out last night, and then I worked earlier today. I worked 11 to 4:30, and then I came home, and then I slept. So yesterday I ended up reading 11 pages out of 104 pages. Oh, I'm supposed to read 76 pages today, and it is already 10 o'clock. So I don't know if 74 pages will be right, but I will start reading. I will honestly probably fall asleep. So tomorrow will be a big catch-up day on all the pages that I didn't read. So we will be finishing this book. We'll probably be starting another book. So I will read a little bit, and I will catch up with you guys tomorrow. to finally finish all the reading that needs to be done. Alright friends, so today is Monday. So that means we are reading all the pages that I didn't read last week. So I did all of the math, and the total of pages, the total amount of pages that I need to read today are 149 pages. So I already did start reading earlier today because it is currently 3:45, and I've already read 40-ish pages. I want to say I will be finishing Unsteady. That calls for the finishing of Unsteady, and so we will do that. I'm pretty sure when I did the math, I had 143 pages left of Unsteady, and I had to read 149 pages. So I'll finish Unsteady and then read a couple pages of another book. Maybe Just Honestly Yours again, to kind of, maybe I'll start that book next, or Archer's Voice. Who's to say? Either way, we need to finish reading this book so we can finally complete the challenge. So, let's do it. Alright friends, I have officially finished the challenge. It is complete. I read all the pages. I should have done the math on how many pages it was total. Let's see. That leaves us with a grand total of 705 pages for the week. So, let's talk about the books that we read this week. So, first up, we read The Conditions of Will by Jesse Hastings, which I absolutely adored this book so much. I love Jesse Hastings. Anything this woman writes, I will be purchasing. What can I say? Literally, As Never is sitting right behind me. I loved the relationship, loved the family dynamics. I talked about this book a lot, but 4.75 star rating for Miss Jesse Hastings. And then we read Unsteady by Peyton Corinne. This is a hockey romance. I had a good time. It was what I expected of a hockey romance. There were some more deeper topics. If you are worried about trigger warnings and things of that nature, I would look into them, but they are not heavily delved into. Overall, liked the relationship. Wasn't anything grand and amazing, but I had a good time overall, so I gave this book a 3 star. I also did listen to The Favorites by Lynn Fargo, and I am very much enjoying that book. I did not finish it, but I am loving the audiobook. I like the format and everything, so I would highly recommend, and at some point I will give you guys a review on that. Oh, and then I started Destructively Mine, but I have only read maybe like 15 pages of that book, so I could not tell you my thoughts, but I hope to continue that book and that series. Anyways, I actually had a good time with this challenge. I feel like it was a very doable challenge, even though I failed multiple days. Overall, completing the challenge felt good. So, with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any other challenges or videos you'd like to see me do, leave them in the comments down below. I would love to try and do that for you guys. And with that being said, if you liked hanging out with me, hit that subscribe button down below, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, friends.